Sam the Cooking Guy, and you're listening to the Barbecue Central Show. Some call him a fool, some even call him a douchebag, but I say Greg Rempe is the greatest thing to happen to barbecue since cavemen.
Howard Stern, Jim Rome, Dan Patrick, and Greg Rempe. The Mountain Rushmore of talk show entertainment. Now, let's get back to the Barbecue Central Show.
Here we go. First time this year, bonus content time. But nobody I would rather be doing bonus content with right off the rip. An hour south of me in the beautiful metropolis of Wooster, Ohio, is a second-time guest to the show, technically speaking, is Bryan from Certified Angus Beef, and we're going to be talking about some business of Certified Angus Beef, but more importantly, we'll be talking about the promotional thing that they're doing to help restaurants in helping them continue on down the path of business and existence, because as things have continued to roll over here into 2021, we're a little unsure as to how things are going to be phasing out, at least for the first part of the year. So without any further ado, we welcome Bryan in. Bryan, thanks so much for joining me this morning and talking about the Restaurant Challenge. Before we get into that, let's talk a little bit about how 2020 finished up for you guys and what you might be looking to do. And I know that's a little bit of a loaded question, but I'm sure there's some forecasting and some goals, but whenever reality sits in, we'll see how that happens. What would you like to do in 2021?
Well, personally, I would like to set foot on an airplane at some point again.
Indeed.
It's, hopefully we can start to resume again. Who knows what normal looks like moving forward, but hopefully we can begin to establish some level of consistency in the restaurant industry and the retail industry. 2020 was it seemed like every week it was a grab bag of what was going to come next. So I know, across, we're fortunate to be diversified across food service and retail as a company. And so we were kind of having two very different conversations in 2020. And that was, restaurants and our great chef friends across the country are in a really tough spot, in some places not even allowed to be open. And the retail folks dealing with supply issues, labor issues, just trying to keep the pipeline turned on, because they, we learned a long time ago that no matter what, people have to eat. And, what we saw was, although they couldn't go to restaurants, the demand then at retail became such a beast to control that, our retail friends had, just as many challenges, although challenges certainly have a different variety. So, and honestly, that goes back to the ranch too. You can talk to ranchers everywhere. The thing about 2020, there really were no winners. Even the farmers. You saw beef prices go up as the packing plants slowed down. Nobody's making money on that deal. The ranchers suffer just as much as the chefs in this whole thing. So, really, getting a new baseline established to business as usual would be pretty grateful for all sides, I think.
Do you have any classes or like beef learning opportunities set up for 2021 so far?
We do, and there's a real sense of optimism. I know part of it happens to be the fact that we exist in Northeast Ohio, south of Cleveland, north of Columbus. We're in this nice little pocket where it starts to feel like things are getting back to normal, which I realize isn't the case everywhere. But fingers crossed. We just did our second largest event of the year last week, and that's for our food service distributor, our meatheads, right? The folks who sell the product into restaurants and chefs. It's the first time and hopefully the last time that we've had to do one virtually. So got that one off the ground, got it executed, got it done. And moving forward, our next large scale event is at the end of September. And we are proceeding as though it's going to be in person down in Marco Island, Florida. We have a big chef event that's going to be here at our culinary center in Worcester in July, that we are moving forward as though it's going to happen in person. So fingers crossed we're done with the whole Zoom meeting format. But that's certainly optimism at its highest point.
So the item that we wanted to talk about mainly in this bonus content is something called the Restaurant Challenge. I got a nice box from you guys last week and had a little to-go container in there to set the theme and some other promotional items as well. So let's talk a little bit about Restaurant Challenge and where the idea came from and how we're going to execute it.
Yeah, so the idea behind the Restaurant Challenge really came out of the notion of what we're seeing in the restaurant industry. It's across the country, I think the most recent statistic I caught was 1 in 6 restaurants, and that's, many of those are independent restaurants, have completely closed. Like closed, not temporarily, just completely folded up shop and said, we'll have to figure out some other type of opportunity. And if you think about the restaurant industry, and you think about even in small downtowns like where I live in Ashland, I mean, the restaurants really are the lifeblood of a town. They're where people gather. They're where they celebrate. I mean, it's a big loss for communities everywhere. And for the folks who are still, they're still hanging on. We wanted to do something to drive dollars directly back into the restaurant industry. And with Certified Angus Beef, we have this idea of a restaurant challenge where every week, so what we're asking people to do is go out to dine, support restaurants, tip big if you can. And when you post about your experience, make sure you use the hashtag Restaurant Challenge. And you're going to get, as a diner, you'll be entered into a drawing. We're doing drawings every single week. We're giving away a bunch of $100 gift cards to folks. And they, in theory, can take those gift cards, go right back out to dine again. So it begins to have a bit of a multiplier effect. And I'll say you can do that at any restaurant. It's not just a restaurant that swears by Certified Angus. Dare I say you could do it at a vegan restaurant?
What are those?
Just right. But the added step, and this is where we want to make sure that we also are taking care of our partners, the folks that are using Certified Angus Beef, which around the world there are 15,000 of them. Is the idea that if you go out and you dine there and you tag that specific restaurant, that restaurant is also entered to win. We're giving away every week a couple $2,500 gift card packages that are actually going directly to the staff members of that restaurant. So bussers, dishwashers, waiters, line cooks is another way of putting money back into the restaurant industry. And again, those restaurants would be a place that is using Certified Angus Beef. Maybe it's not necessarily called out on the menu, although we always prefer it to be. But you can actually find out but you can ask the chef or your waiter. You can go to where to buy at certifiedangusbeef.com if you need some direction as far as that goes as well. So we're in week 3, and so it's of this whole promotion. So it's been nice. You're getting to hear a lot of stories from people who have really kind of been through the ringer. I know Spencer's, our pals out in downtown Omaha, Nebraska, were one of the restaurant support winners, and one of the waiters said, awesome, because now he can take his wife out to celebrate Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So it's the little things like that. The biggest thing that I have kind of realized over the past year, and I tend to dine out more than the average Joe, is how much we may have taken for granted the fact that restaurants, what they mean to our communities, whether it's, actually I'm wearing my Larder Delicatessen and Bakery hat in Cleveland,
Yes,
whether
sir.
it's a deli and counter service like Jeremy Omansky's place, or a fine dining place, or barbecue, or you name it. The operations are all different, but I think the feelings that they invoke and the role that they play in our society is equal.
You said you're in week 3 currently. Is this running through a specific time?
Well, that's where it's a little, we don't know yet. So we have committed up front to 10 weeks. So it will wrap at the beginning of April. And that was, well, let's see how it goes. Let's see if it gets traction, because, the goal is not just the dollars that Certified Angus Beef is putting into it. It's, meant to have a multiplying effect where it's spurring all sorts of folks to go out and dine and really send those dollars and that business directly back in. So we're committed through 10 weeks. Odds are it's probably going to be extended, but we'll cross that bridge when we get there, because the first 3 weeks have been really, really positive. So
So if you want to take part, here's what you do. You're going to go grab takeout. You're going to dine in somewhere in a safe environment, of course, so you can purchase gift cards from your favorite restaurant. Then you share a favorite restaurant moment on social media using the hashtag restaurant challenge, and you are then entered to win, correct? You have the opportunity of winning that weekly $100 gift certificate, and then if you tag the specific restaurant, then they are also automatically entered for that bigger $2,500 that goes to the staff and everybody at the restaurant.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
All right, so this is a great thing that you're doing, and the thing that I like most about it is you were saying it's not just, you're getting a $100 gift card, hey, great, I won something. That re-inspires you to take the $100 gift card that you won from Certified Angus Beef and then going back out and maybe going to the same restaurant if that's your favorite, or spreading the wealth around. I mean, up here in Willoughby, where I'm at, we have a multitude of options. I'm only 10 minutes from downtown Cleveland, so I can support some of those folks as well. I mean, it's a great location here in Northeast Ohio to be in, but as you said, you're a little further south than me. There's a lot of great small town restaurants that people just used to go to and collect, and it's better than water cooler talk because you can sit around amongst 40 people, and it's not just the people that you work with. You get varying views and opinions on everything that's happening socially. So I agree with you. I think that eating out is something that was really taken for granted for decades and decades, and it had only gotten better over the years, of course, and you had so many different options to choose from. Having something like this can not only reinvigorate the person that's looking to spend some money out, but keeps somewhat that restaurant afloat, especially if they haven't found the best pivot point to really recoup what a normal year might have looked like, and we'll see how that happens. So kudos to you guys for doing something like this.
Hey, thank you, sir. I appreciate you allowing us to come on.
You got it. So once again, it's going on now. We're in its third week, at least until the beginning of April, but that may push out. So stay tuned. Go to CertifiedAngusBeef.com and make sure that you're checking up on all that stuff. Can you find updates and some other stuff on the website as well?
Yeah, if you go to CertifiedAngusBeef.com, you'll see, I mean, it's front and center, the link to click on that takes you to the restaurant challenge specific stuff. Or if you just want to go straight to that, it's restaurantchallenge.certifiedangusbeef.com.
All right, so go eat out. Go get takeout. We're all foodies, especially us barbecue kooks. We love to take pictures of our food, so it's not like you're adding an extra step in anything. You're going to take a nice, sexy picture. And then just make sure that you're including the name of the place you're eating and that you're hashtagging Restaurant Challenge, and everybody could be a winner. Bryan is joining me here from Certified Angus Beef. Bryan, thanks so much.
Hey, thank you, sir. You take care of yourself.
Short and sweet first bonus segment of 2021. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you're going to take part. You can win a $100 gift certificate, which you can then turn around and continue to eat out with, supporting other businesses. Again, it's nationwide. I think I said local in the beginning, but Certified Angus Beef is local to me, hour south in Worcester. So it's hashtag Restaurant Challenge. Dine in somewhere or carry out or buy gift cards. Leave a positive comment for the restaurant, perhaps a 5-star rating if you're so inclined. Tip generously if you can. Then take pictures of your food. Include the name of the place that you got the food from and you're enjoying it from. Use the hashtag Restaurant Challenge in your post on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, whatever you got. And then you're in the running for a $100 gift card. And if you tag the restaurant specifically, they are also in the running for a $2,500 gift card that goes to the staff of that particular restaurant. All the information over at restaurantchallenge.certifiedangusbeef.com, or you can just visit their website, certifiedangusbeef.com. I'll have a link in the show notes as well. Take part going through at least April 11th, 2021, but we'll see if it gets extended. We got some great follow-up bonus content items coming up a little later this month. Live show this evening, so make sure you tune in at 9 p.m. Eastern. Until the live show, this is your program host and proud U.S. American, Greg Rempe. Good night now.